All right, and welcome back to episode 050. That's right, the big 50 of the OK Podcast powered by the Strength Co. I'm your host, Grant Broggi. The price of Bitcoin is $97,830. Today is Monday, December the 9th in the year of our Lord 2024, and we are broadcasting live. Well, it won't be live when you listen to it Friday, but we are broadcasting in the great upstate of South Carolina, here in Greenville, and maybe, just maybe, the last episode that we record here due to my buddy, supporting his own troops. So, yeah,
it's nice that you're going to go just like support, like you're going to move with him and then do like the workup with him.
Right. Yeah, that's what I always do for my buddies. We got the usual Mr. Jeff Buege joining us from the greater Mormon region of Salt Lake, Utah. And in studio, we have none other than BW. BW Tax is joining us tonight, and we got a lot to talk with him about. And, of course, Mr. Gottlich will be here shortly. He's in Vegas, and you know what they say, when you try to podcast in Vegas, you just end up at the casino.
That's right.
I've always said that. BW, welcome to the OK Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Am I the first in-house guest? I should know this.
No,
I've
you're
seen every episode.
You sponsor it.
That's right.
Yeah, you're the second. Pull your mic in just a hair. Yeah, right. There you go. And I'm just going to turn your gain up a little bit. Brother, we are not professionals. No, so the fly fishing guide.
That's right.
Fly fishing guide sat there. Well, we used to produce from Equipals, one of Mexico's three big things. Mexico's known for tequila, mariachi, and Equipal chairs. But the Equipals are in my buddy's pod that's on its way to California. So now we have these spinny landlord-owned bar stools, and it's a little bit loose. All right, so if you don't know who BW is, then you're a moron because you haven't listened to 50 episodes. But welcome. How's Christmas season? Is Christmas season fun, or is it like the ramp up to tax season? It starts to get stressful.
So, are we talking about in personally or professionally?
We could go both.
Okay,
yeah.
Personally, my kids are really into Halloween, and it's like a year-long thing for them. So, going straight from Halloween to Thanksgiving, we have a bunch of family birthdays in between then, and then Christmas. They're kind of like not over it, but they're kind of drained a little bit. Yeah. And then professionally, now I'm just getting a lot of new callers from, OK podcast viewers that are calling in asking, "Hey, they're looking for a CPA for 2025, so for their 2024 tax season." It's steady.
Is that pretty common? Do most people not worry about taxes until, or does it actually get worse?
I love the people that call this time of year.
Okay.
The ones, and I don't hate the people that call during tax season, but it's just nice we're meeting. I get to look at your prior year return. I get some context as to what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
And also we can do some tax planning before the end of the year. But if you're coming, the later you come, the harder it is to do any kind of tax planning, obviously.
Yeah. Tax man, the tax man cometh. Jeff, we got any slides we can knock out before we hop into college football? We wouldn't want Trey to miss any of the top 12 drama.
The slide deck I'm consulting is pretty college football heavy. I can switch over to alternate one and gather something.
The hidden slides, if you will.
The one I'm most intrigued by, honestly, you put in Jude Law as one of the topics.
I'm like, I did?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
It was an autocorrect. Jude Law, the actor, I think he's British.
Jude Law.
I just saw Jude Law in a movie that just came out Thursday.
What movie? Maybe I watched
it. It was actually really good. Now
I'm a big Jude Law fan, actually. Well, let's just say that as a hidden slide, we'll get Trey on here.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
Oh yeah, baby boy.
And we got Mr. Gottlich on the mic of episode 050 of the. Let's see if you can do it in real time, B-Dubs. Trey.
Okay.
Jeff.
Okay.
B-Dubs.
Okay.
Guidons.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
Trey, what is going on over there?
It was
out of order.
Y'all are lagging on there, man. I was so confused.
Yeah, sorry. All right. Your mic. Your mic's good. I can hear you fine. Can you hear us fine?
Oh, okay. Let me fix camera. I didn't see B-dubs in there.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you.
Dubs.
Laser Cowboy.
All right. Laser Cowboy, licking chicken. What brings you to Vegas?
I can't say. You know what
Money
I mean?
and women.
Stays in there.
Stays here. I got a conference. Got a little work conference. Heading to.
Slots and craps.
Yeah.
Did you hit the strip barbell?
No, I just got in not too long ago.
Oh, okay. When you texted me earlier today, what's that barbell gym in Vegas? I thought like you were getting ready to go. You're just playing.
No, that was more for curiosity. I was just like, hypothetically, like if I were to go, like what would that look like?
Like if you had a buddy that wanted to go, if your buddy,
yeah,
was
if I knew somebody, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad the hypotheticals are there. I'll obviously talk about one of our sponsors, BW Tax, today for obvious reasons, but we're going to jump right into college football. And speaking of college football, if you're not watching us on YouTube, you should be watching us on YouTube, because if you were, you'd see that B-Dubs is wearing nothing other than our other sponsor sweatshirt, Green Gridiron. No free ads, but there he is, Green Gridiron. As we talk about college football, and all of you Notre Dame fans that didn't go to Notre Dame and have no association with the school want a Notre Dame helmet, click the link down below, go over there, and you will save no money, but we will make money by the fact that you clicked it, and then we will keep making the podcast. So go buy a helmet. If you're a Marine or a Marine Navy game or Army Navy game fan, you can go to thestrength.co, who this podcast is powered by, and you can buy the Marine Corps helmet. And I got to say, I brought up helmets to my staff when I was at drill, and dudes are buying helmets. They're like, this is so cool. So once you get a helmet from the helmet guy, you can't stop getting helmets. It's a slippery
Can't stop,
slope.
won't
It's like,
stop.
yeah, it's like when you buy your first Strength Co plates, next thing you know, you're broke. With that said,
Sales pitch.
yeah, Jeff, take us into the agenda. And I got to tell you, this is the first podcast guest, in person or virtual, that came with like a notebook, printouts, spreadsheets, and brackets. So we are in for it, but I expect nothing else.
I'm a little bit nervous, just
don't
like
be.
we've talked about him for so long, he's just like here in the flesh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just it's like, what is my money actually going to? Let me check this out in person.
This feels like
what
some
am
sort of
I actually
holiday
sponsoring?
For a while, Grant just referred to me as BW Tax, and then he switched it to BW at some point. But
I think that was Trey that just started to call him BW. Yeah.
B-dubs,
BW Tax is
BW.
better. Yeah. BWTaxLLC.com.
Good guy, better at taxes.
Seriously. Yeah. If
I
you
was gonna say, I don't know.
if you want to know about Mormons, call Jeff. If you want to know about Texans, call Trey. If you want to know about moving, call Grant. And if you want to know about taxes, call B-Dubs.
Yes, sir.
All right, take it away.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. I mean, do we want to just go right into looking at the bracket here? Let's talk about some of the championship games.
Yeah, I say
Conference
recap the games,
championships.
man.
First couple were just, I felt like played out as we thought. Like Boise State
Did you watch
took care of business.
Did you watch Ashton Genty go off?
Dude, the guy, every game, he's a beast. He's a beast.
You're a big Ashton Genty guy.
Big Ashton Genty guy.
Do you think he's Heisman front runner?
Oh,
he should be, but I think Prime just has the media in his back pocket, and I think he's going to get his boy the award.
Yeah, I think the prime poll. Although I don't know, that definitely helped his case, like playing in a championship game, going off for a bunch of yards. Like we'll see.
Well,
I feel like that should give him a little more weight. He played in big games.
When did they?
Hunter really didn't.
When did they vote? Is it
Good
before the?
I think it's.
Is it before
is
the
it the
first
same?
round?
The Army Navy night.
Yeah, I think it is the Army Navy night. Actually,
They have a
I think
bye.
Army.
I was wondering if he was going to get another game in before.
That would have been big.
I don't think.
Well, they also maybe they change it now with the 12 game. I have no idea, but it's supposed to know the Heisman's for the regular season, though, right? It's always out before the bowls. Yeah, because Army Navy's before the bowls. Yeah.
Does his rushing
the
record count for all these extra games he's playing? I mean, I guess it does.
I think
Because Barry
for like
Sanders.
Yeah,
Barry
for the
Sanders
year.
did it
Barry
in just
Sanders.
11 games. Yeah.
And did he break Barry Sanders or no?
No.
He was like,
I think he's still got another 400 or something, 500.
He will
was like
break it.
300 something,
short.
322 yards away from it. I think at maybe the start or at the half
Okay.
Jeez,
of that game.
So impressive.
So
it's so
and then he
impressive by
added
Barry Sanders.
Dude, right?
It's wild.
God.
That's
How about-
that's Dion's brother, right?
Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
Same last name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the quieter, more talented
Football,
brother.
yeah.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Yeah, same guy. Okay,
Or
got
same
it.
brother. Sorry, yeah.
Same brother, yeah.
Okay, what else? Then the next night or next day,
We had the MAC.
the Mac.
What was it? Miami of Ohio beat someone, and I was like, "What game is this? What conference is this?" But I actually caught like the end of it. Anyway, I forgot who they beat, and then what? We went into Clemson SMU.
No, that was
And
that
then
was a night game.
Georgia Texas. Or yeah, the rematch, Georgia Texas.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see any of that game.
You had the Big 12. Did you watch the Big 12?
Oh,
That was
no.
that was the morning game.
Who was that?
I still don't consider
it was
it an actual
Arizona.
conference.
Arizona State was playing Iowa State.
Did you catch that one?
A little bit, yeah.
What's that running back's name?
Got a good white running back.
Yeah.
Ooh, love a good white running back like Danny Whitehead.
His like they had a clip of him from high school that kind of went viral of him just breaking like 15 tackles on like a 90-yard run.
Oh,
He's still doing that.
Is he a sophomore, junior,
No,
senior?
I think he's a junior or senior this year, I think.
Okay.
But he's
his
he's fun to
name's-
watch.
What's his name?
Scataboo? I don't know.
Is he a scat back? Gamecocks used to run a
big back.
Okay.
He looks like he's on the program.
Ah, love it. So he's basically a fullback.
He's borderline
looks like a-
fullback.
Yeah.
Yes.
He looks like
Scataboo, Skattebo. So,
Scatobe.
He's fun to watch. They don't have a kicker.
No one has a
Right.
kicker anymore. No one has a kicker.
Except Clemson, I guess.
Except Clemson.
Yeah.
Too soon. Come on.
Too soon. Okay. So
that
Big
was a
12 in the
morning game.
morning.
yeah, they moved to the SEC championship, Georgia and Texas.
I missed most of that first half. Was it
I
good?
didn't see any of it.
No,
Did you see it
was
beat
it was
up?
a snooze fest.
Snooze fest.
That's
I
what it
saw
looked like.
6-3 at the half or something. And
Sounds
then
right.
and then Georgia just
Well, their quarterback went down. That's kind of a bit. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Georgia's.
What? Yeah.
So
Yeah,
was
he was
that a
shoulder
backup
injury.
plan?
I don't remember what part of the game. Was it second
It
half
was-
that happened?
Yeah, so he got hurt at the end of the first half.
That's
and then,
right.
And then the backup came out in the second half and kind of just like juiced him up.
That was
a
their
little
first
bit.
touchdown. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I
Because
thought
he-
the quarterback's name was different. So the backup finished the game.
Yes and no.
Okay.
He
tell
came
me.
in he got hit really bad, and the primary quarterback came in and literally just handed the ball off, and they scored.
Okay, so when the helmet came off on that tackle at the goal line,
He
that
came
was,
out of the game.
That was the backup.
Yes.
And he came out because his helmet came off.
Correct.
Oh.
Nice.
I thought that was a decent game. How do you feel about Texas now, Trey?
Man, their quarterback is so inconsistent that I
Yeah.
think if they want to win, whenever they put the Arch Manning in, I think he's a better quarterback, and I think if they want to win, I think they need to make the switch. I just don't think they're going to. So I don't know. Sometimes, what's his name? Quinn Ewers can have like a really good game and he looks really solid, but he's not the guy.
Trey's over there like making hot chow or something. He's just like
Sorry.
pouring water, screwing
Get some
things
water.
on right into the mic. Well, I saw who wasn't at the game, and that was Beavis or Bevo.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, Bevo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bevo.
nailed it.
Yeah. So you know what was funny about that is the article, the link that Jeff. What did the headline say, Jeff? It said like there wasn't enough space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Called-
Big beef.
called
No space for Bevo
Right.
at the
So my
SEC
point
title
is,
game.
If A&M had won the game and sawed his horns off, he could have gone
Oh, my God.
because there would have been plenty of room. Yeah.
Beavis.
Beavis. Yeah, Bevo. Yeah,
Beavis,
Bevmo.
Bevo. What's his name? Venmo.
Yeah. It's Bevo, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, Bebo. Yeah. I wish Arch Manning would play more.
I think they're bringing him in for kind of like apparently his athleticism for a Manning, which is just weird to say.
Yeah.
He gets about one. They bring him in for like one package.
Yeah.
Per game.
The wild steer.
In the one package he came in for the A&M game, he scored. So
the old Manning. All right, so then we got the night game. We got Clemson SMU.
Yep.
I thought that I guess you could say if Clemson wins, it beats them handedly, which they did. It's probably better for South Carolina. Would you agree with that as a Gamecock fan?
I just don't think, based on the narrative that played out Sunday afternoon in the CFP selection show, I just don't think South Carolina was on anyone's radar.
No, I agree.
They should have been. We can talk about that later, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, my point was I was like, I should probably pull for Clemson and if some other things had happened, but I just couldn't. And I was go horses or whatever they say there. I just really wanted Clemson to lose that game, and they didn't. And they ended up winning what, by 2 scores, 3 maybe?
No,
Clemson. They won on that field goal.
Last second field goal.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they were up for a while. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
SMU came back, and then
that's right. SMU came back.
SMU screwed the pooch.
56-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Well, they let them, I think, return the kick to like the 40 or 45 yard line, and then they had one throw with like 3 seconds left, and then just phenomenal kick.
Yeah,
it was like good on them, man. It was fun to watch, but
it was exciting.
Yeah,
I was rooting for SMU.
And then
Oregon, Penn State.
Oh yeah, I didn't catch that one.
I feel like it was like almost a good game.
I feel like Oregon was just kind of doing whatever they wanted early off. I kind of tuned out after a while, and then Penn State came back a little bit.
Penn State was like,
I don't think it was
actually trying to. Yeah, they were trying to catch up almost the whole game.
Yeah,
and they just couldn't.
How did those in a game like that where they're both going to be in? Did anyone watch it close enough to see if like it was starters the whole time?
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, it was.
It was okay.
I think you're like, hey, we're playing for that bye. Like
you're playing for the bye.
Yeah, I guess you're playing for the bye at that level. Yep.
Which right. I was curious if SMU would have won. Do you think Arizona State would have gotten the bye over SMU?
Are they 1 loss too, or do they have 2 losses?
No, they got 2.
I think SMU would have got the bye.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Because they would have been I think they would have ended up being higher ranked.
Was it the higher ranked? Okay,
I think. But who knows?
It's I don't know. That format is just all screwed up. Dude. It's like the 16th. Clemson was the 16th ranked team, and they get a bye, and you're like,
dude, what?
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense. Yeah. Like they're still the 16th ranked team.
Well, they'll probably jump tomorrow, right?
I think it came out like they ranked them all.
Oh, well, on the AP
or
the new
it's all locked. It's all locked in.
Oh, it's all locked.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you have it there in front of you?
Clemson's playing Texas in the first round.
Kind of.
Yeah, but they're the 16th ranked. They're not even the top 12. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ranked them number 16. 12 seed, but the number 16 team in the nation.
Yeah.
So you got like now it's like you throw those rankings out the window because the committee has spoken and
that committee sure did look fired up watching the game, didn't they? Was that picture you sent me real?
Which one?
Where it was like a bunch of people like wearing all black sitting in sofas.
I think so.
Yeah, and it was the committee watching
taking no notes.
Yeah, taking no notes, and there was like no popcorn, like no pizza, no beverages, like just like sitting in an office.
Well, I guess that's like the question. Do you prefer a committee or like some impersonal algorithm like the BCS?
Algorithm.
I'm an algorithm guy.
I think the algorithm's great, but I think the one thing for last year, keeping FSU out was huge, which I don't think the algorithm would have done. So like having a human element can be good sometimes.
Yeah. It's never gonna. There's always going to be a Gamecocks and a Tide. There's always going to be like a couple and an Auburn. Yeah, right at the outside.
Guys, they got screwed.
Yeah, a Georgia Tech running a good veer, like just on the edge of greatness. Yeah. All right. Well,
what bowl game did South Carolina get?
I did not know all this was out, but to be fair, I got back from drill late last night. So is everything like published?
I think South Carolina's playing Illinois.
I did not know this.
What it's called? What bowl
is it? Music City?
No, it's.
Let's see. I'm pulling it up. South Carolina, December. Cheez-It Citrus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Citrus Bowl. That's a good one.
But it doesn't. I think all the bowls, historically what we think are of bowls, I think are thrown out the window now.
A little bit.
Yeah, like I think the whole thing's
like
different.
You're playing to win a game. Like it doesn't really mean that much, but
yeah. Well, no, I don't even mean that, but I just mean historically, even when South Carolina had 3 11-win games in a row, like the goal or 11 winning seasons in a row, the goal was Sugar Bowl, right? I mean, because they were never in that, they were in the SEC championship once, lost, and then the other 2 they weren't, and then it was like, all right, you get, Outback or whatever, but it was like, the Sugar Bowl. If we got that, like that'd be a big bowl that we've never gone to.
Yeah.
And maybe that still exists, but I feel like it's like, you're either playing a bowl game or you made the playoffs.
Yeah,
true.
I think that's a fair. That's how,
at the same time, if South Carolina wins,
the Citrus Bowl over the
what
was it, the Bad Boys Mowers Pinstripe Bowl in Yankee Stadium, it's like, well,
hey, Nebraska's playing in that. It's a good look like a good game.
I gotta say, we got 4 boys on this TV, and I think we may all be over 220. Jeff, where's your weight at these days?
I'm at like 205.
Okay, you need to get your weight up. So 3 of us are from Nebraska, and 1 of us is from Georgia. Yeah. No, Jeff and I were sitting at a spot in Encinitas, California one time. We get in to watch a game. We sit down, and there's some folks on the other side, and they come in and they go, "You boys from Nebraska? You're awful big." And so we just have always run with that. We're like, "Oh yeah, if I'm 220, I'm from Nebraska."
Those corn-fed boys.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would do an NIT tournament.
Yes.
When they would make so much money.
Awesome.
Let BW go off here.
The non-CFP bowl games, my opinion, is they're kind of dying because guys sit out. Then there's a transfer portal. If you think about it, if you're entering the draft and you're like, should I play this meaningless game, risk an injury, or should I just prep for the combine right now? So that's been going on for years.
Yeah,
I think the expansion has actually helped it a little bit because now there's more meaningful games.
True. I just think, I don't know. You just it
seems
like a moneymaker if you just do an NIT.
That would be awesome.
It would be great.
So
great. Man. Someone tell Pat McAfee.
They do an NIT, and you can only play sophomores and freshmen in it.
Oh, man. That'd be so fun. All right. Well, with that said, there is no NIT, but there is a 12-game playoff. Since it's all published, what should we do? Should we go with the first week games? And then, do you want to?
I got them all in front of me.
Go ahead,
so.
BW.
Oh, my gosh. BW's prepared.
They're not in chronological order, though.
Oh,
so
no.
December 20th. One thing I will say I'm really excited about, 3 of these games are happening outside in cold weather.
Big cold weather.
I love the first round.
Big Boston guy.
And 2 of those are going to be SEC teams playing, or no.
Yeah.
No, we got SMU and Tennessee are coming up to the Midwest.
Where?
For that. All right, so let's go back. Let's start in chronological order. So December 20th night game, Indiana at Notre Dame.
Okay.
We're talking about lows of 24 degrees.
State championship right there.
Now this
talking
is
about 2 teams that don't deserve to be in the playoff.
Talking about 2 fan bases.
Dude, I'm so
suck.
mad about these 2 teams.
Let's talk about Notre Dame's last 2 college playoff games.
Yes,
They lost to Clemson 30-3.
Yep.
They lost to who was it, Alabama?
Alabama.
Yep.
I think the combined score was like 66-17 or something.
Was
And
that with
then they
Brian
lost
Kelly?
the national championship in 2013 to Alabama, like 42-14.
Yeah.
Were all
So
those
just
with
a
Brian
team
Kelly?
that's built for the big stage, really.
Yeah.
I think they may have all been Brian Kelly.
I do like Marcus Freeman a lot. More so than Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly seems like a used car salesman, but
Yeah, I mean, he killed
Brian
a
Kelly
guy
seems
once.
like a slimy.
Brian Kelly killed someone?
Someone died on his watch.
Tell me more.
There's a student filmer, and he made him film
yeah.
practice in like torrential winds.
And
Yeah,
he
that's
died?
right.
Yes.
Of wind? Like, did he blow away because he was under 200 pounds?
He fell down off the tower.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Yes.
like there was like one of those like scissor lifts,
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
and he was up and it like blew out. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
he didn't even care.
So why don't we go through the Notre Dame, Indiana winner?
Notre Dame's favored by 7.5.
Okay.
As much as
Notre Dame, right?
it's at Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame wins.
I do too, but I'm gonna be pulling so hard for Indiana.
I don't know. I would not be
Dame.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Indiana beats Notre Dame's offense. I haven't watched them the second half of the season. I don't know if they've gotten much better. That defense is really good, but I don't know. That offense is kind of inconsistent for me. So,
Who'd you say Notre Dame beat us?
I think Notre Dame, yeah.
I think Notre Dame too. I think Indiana's nothing.
But I think we're all in
I
agreement
picked
that we
Indiana.
want Indiana.
Yeah, I want Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay, take us to the next one.
All right, so then on Saturday, we have big noon kickoff, SMU at Penn State, high of 34 degrees.
Is that a cold weather game to you as a Bostonian?
I
For
think
a
so.
Dallas
If you're coming up
person,
from
it is.
Texas,
Yeah.
from Dallas,
Yeah, okay.
Penn State's favored by 9.
I gotta say though, Fort Worth gets pretty cold. Jeff and I have been there in the winter.
I've verified. That's verified.
That is verified.
it hadn't been that
but yeah.
cold.
Okay, so who's favored by 9?
Penn State.
Penn State. I think Penn State wins by 14.
I agree.
Yeah, I think they spank them, and I don't want that. So it's potentially possible that I hate Penn State. No, I don't hate them as much as I dislike Notre Dame, but I do not like Penn State.
Well, where does this stem from?
Joe Paterno.
Tracking.
You know, you call an older.
went to
You know
his-
what you call an older woman that likes younger men. You can say it. It's fine. Mom will be okay with this joke. She won't like it, but a cougar. And then what do you call an older man that likes younger men?
Ninny line.
Yeah, Ninny Lion. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like Penn State. I can't really. Maybe it's
James
Steelers.
Franklin is 3-19 against top 10 teams in his tenure.
Look at the stats just flowing over
Dang.
here.
Wow.
3-19. Wow.
Luckily for them, SMU is ranked 11.
Okay.
So he's dodging a bullet there.
Yeah.
Oh, whew. Close one.
All right. So Trey's saying Penn State. I'm saying Penn
Yeah.
State. You're
Penn
saying,
State.
and Jeff.
Just for parity's sake. SMU, let's go Mustangs.
SMU. All right.
Right.
All right.
I did.
All right.
And for the record, I picked Indiana on the first game.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Indiana.
That's
You
true.
did? Okay.
Hey, PJ.
Yeah.
PJ, you just need to summarize all of our picks. You can make an image with the games and then the names of the picks. And then after all the games, we'll need another image. You don't have to make it real. Nothing has to come across the screen. Actually, just put Dunkin' Donuts real quick. Yep. Thanks. Okay, next game.
Next game, Clemson at Texas, 4 p.m. I didn't check the weather for this. So
Negligible.
Hook 'em.
horns
Yeah,
down.
no factor.
Hook 'em.
I'm going Clemson on this one.
You think they're gonna
Texas is 11
Are you really?
point favorites. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Dang.
Dabo. That's the Bob Jones effect right there. Yeah. Okay.
Texas at home, and you think Clemson will win it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want them to.
I don't.
That's tough.
Sorry, Trey.
I picked Texas to win that one.
Jeff.
Yeah. I think Texas will win.
I just think Texas hasn't done anything this year.
That's
Agreed.
true.
So-
Yeah.
That's very
So
true.
So I am definitely pulling for Texas, and I want Texas to win. but I have watched enough of Debo Swiney's games.
I was like, what? I'm like, Clemson.
Any other team.
Yeah, I've watched enough of Debo Swinney's teams to know. And coming off a Gamecock loss, this would be the year that we beat them, get left out of the playoffs, and go to a Citrus Bowl, and they get hot in the playoffs. I'm with B-Dubs. I think Clemson wins this game. That would be a Clemson move right there.
All right. Next, the final first round game, Tennessee at Ohio State, 8 p.m.
Best game.
25 degrees.
Ooh.
Just saying.
Best. To me, this is my favorite, the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah. That's on this weekend, right?
No, it's on the 20th and 21st.
It's next weekend.
Oh, so there's a week off.
So this is Army-Navy week.
Oh, right.
/ Heisman week.
Right.
You got to support the troops.
Yeah.
Got to support the troops.
I think Tennessee wins this.
Ooh.
And I think Ryan Day gets fired shortly after that game.
Dude. I didn't realize he had such a bad record against Michigan until a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh yeah, he might. He is on the hot seat. I think Ohio State wins this one.
Who would you say?
I honestly don't think Tennessee's good.
So Ohio State is favored by 7.5.
Who are you saying?
I'm going to go with Tennessee.
I think Tennessee.
I mean, I don't think that.
By the way, that's a man singing.
It's my favorite Ludacris song.
I'm going Rocky Top too, and mainly because I like Rocky Top. I like Tennessee. I've wanted Tennessee to lose all year. I don't like Tennessee, but I like the song Rocky Top because it's like the Marine Corps hymn. All the fans know like 8 words, and then the rest of the song, they have no idea what it's about. So, yeah, I'm going Vols win, but I think it's going to be close.
I heard an interesting take today about this game. Okay. They were basically saying if Ohio State faces some adversity early, the fans are just so fed up with Ryan Day and what happened with Michigan that they're going to just like turn on him in like early on. So,
like if they get down like 10-0 real
even
quick.
if they're struggling offensively, they have a couple 3-and-outs. Maybe there's a turnover or something like that.
You think they'll start booing them?
They could just turn on them. Yeah.
They punt on a 4th and short. Yeah, I can see that.
So that's it for first round.
That's it. We could talk about, I mean, the rest of the path. I mean, who has the easiest path, do you think, to victory?
I would say Texas.
So, yeah, I guess I can.
Or Georgia. Georgia has a good one, too.
I can verbally tell you, winner of Clemson, Texas plays Arizona State.
Yeah.
But then you probably hit Oregon at the next round.
Right. And so then Tennessee, Ohio State plays Oregon. So then, yeah.
And then what about the other two?
I would do Georgia.
So
Georgia has an easy.
Yeah. So Penn State actually has the easiest, I think, first 2. They have SMU and then Boise State.
Mm-hmm.
And then Georgia is going to play the winner of Indiana Notre Dame and then the winner of Boise State Penn State.
Okay.
So, yeah, Georgia has a pretty easy path.
Yeah.
They also benefit the most from having this time off with the injured quarterback.
Very true.
And
they've had a lot of extra
SEC schedule.
They've had a lot of extra time on lately, though. Back-to-back overtime weeks. Right?
Is that true?
Yeah.
They played a lot of extra.
That's right.
8 overtime. They
must be exhausted.
Yeah, against Georgia Tech and then this week. So
did you see Kirby Smart talking about their schedule in front of Greg Sankey?
Yes, I did. Yeah, that was good.
Just like ripping the SEC and like the schedulers. Greg Sankey was like up there just like frowning like right next to him. It's like, yeah, thanks to these guys over here. And Greg Sankey was
put in the meat grinder.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Which they did have the number 1 hardest schedule statistically, but then didn't they have like 2 away games in Atlanta?
Yes.
They had a neutral site game in Atlanta and then they had
the SEC
championship in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't really get that.
Who's that
What was the new-
coming down the
Clemson was
track?
the first one, right?
Yeah, Clemson was the opener. I would stand on this chair, but I feel like it would spin. And my hats are all in my buddy's pod headed to California, and you have to have a hat to really make it work.
Oh, true.
Yeah. All right.
Do you want to go on a rant about South Carolina?
No.
Do we want to say like who our pick is, who we think is going to win the whole thing?
We should probably do that.
Yeah. Okay. Whole thing.
We'll
go to the next round. You have our picks.
Have our picks and go to the next round and go all the way through?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. All right. That'll work.
That'll work.
Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, New Year's Day, Arizona State versus Clemson or Texas.
Okay, I said Clemson.
I think we all picked. Y'all said
I picked
Clemson. Me and Jeff said Texas.
So I'm picking Clemson.
I'm going to stay with Clemson too.
I'm going to stay with Texas. I think Arizona State loses. I think we all agree Arizona State loses
do
that
you
game.
need a pen to pencil in some things here?
We'll just let PJ do all that.
Okay. What I will say,
PJ, put the bracket up.
Is now
Start
you
filling
can
it in.
fill out college football brackets and have those pools now. So
that's what's right in front of them right now.
Yeah, that is a
I need to do that on the Slack
we need
channel.
one for the Slack channel. By the way, B-Dubs, thanks for always advocating for these things. If you're not a member of the Slack channel, we have a Slack channel. If you like lifting, if you like taxes, if you like food, no one likes taxes, but if you want help on taxes, we got a bunch of different channels. If you like crypto, the block height's 874040. Shout out Zach Copley. Slack channel is a lot of fun. And it's $29 a month unless you use code OK. And it'll save you $10 right there for the lifetime. So you can go in and get that price reduced. But yeah, we'll get that. I'll set that up tomorrow. So you can join the college football pick'em. It'll be, what do we want the buy-in to be?
$1,000, one Bitcoin.
How does $10 sound?
That sounds more reasonable.
Okay, we'll do $10. All right. So we'll get that. Okay, so I'm sticking with Clemson. He's sticking with Clemson. Trey, you're sticking with Texas. Arizona State. Okay.
All right. Next game. Go ahead.
No one thinks Arizona State's going to win. So
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Rose Bowl, New Year's Day, Oregon versus Tennessee or Ohio State.
Okay, so
Oregon wins.
I got Oregon.
I think Oregon wins.
Yeah, Oregon.
Yeah, sorry, Rocky Top.
All right. New Year's Eve, Fiesta Bowl, Boise State versus Penn State or SMU.
Penn State.
Penn State.
I'm going Boise State.
Ooh.
I would agree. Like the one test Boise State had this year was against Oregon, right?
Oregon,
they pushed him to the limit, man.
Lost by 3.
Yeah.
They lost by 3, and then Oregon ran back 2 kickoffs to win the game. That was part of their scoring. Ashton Genty had 200 something. I don't know. I think I'm going to go Boise State on that one. I'll go upset.
Okay, so you guys are saying Boise beats Oregon?
No. Boise beats Penn State.
Penn State. Yeah. Sorry.
All right. Sugar Bowl, New Year's Day, Georgia versus Indiana or Notre Dame. I got Georgia.
Georgia. Yeah, easy.
He's like a backup quarterback.
All right. So we're all saying Georgia, and we all said.
Yeah, maybe I should have gotten a pen.
I told you. I got
it up here. I got it
memorized. Don't worry.
Look at the CPA right here with a pen.
We all had Oregon
in his
right?
pocket.
Yeah, we all
had Oregon.
And we all had Georgia.
That makes things a little easier. Okay. So.
And then Trey and Jeff had Boise.
So this comes down to the next game. We've got the Cotton Bowl Classic. We've got Oregon versus Clemson or Texas.
So this is where I think Oregon
Cotton
beats
Bowl. I didn't
Clemson.
realize it's in Dallas.
You got to go.
Boys from Dallas.
I think Texas. I think Texas will win that one.
All them boys in their Lucchese boots rolling up. Are you a Texas fan? No, I'm just a rich boy from Dallas.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say,
A couple oil men up from Dallas.
My daddy studied petroleum engineering at Texas A&M University. He's been working for Halliburton for 32 years and has been to 6 Dick Cheney Christmas parties. I am from Dallas.
The worst. You sound like Foghorn Leghorn.
That's where I always go when I go Texas.
I'm gonna go Oregon wins that one.
Okay. I'm going Oregon.
Oregon.
Okay.
Okay. So
So Trey's saying Texas makes it.
Big Texas fan, we get it. All right.
Yeah, I get it. You're a big Texas guy.
So
go screw yourselves.
We get it. All right. You bleed orange and white. We get it. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, you're a big fan of Bevo. We know.
So then we got Georgia versus Boise or Penn State.
Ooh.
Georgia.
Where's this game played?
Georgia.
Capital One Orange Bowl.
Where's that?
Miami.
Florida.
Miami. Yeah, they're gonna have both schools are gonna have a tough time with all the Spanish speakers. South America game. I mean, I'm just saying, as a guy that's been to Miami, there's not a lot of English being spoke. In Miami, they just call that native language Spanish.
I've been to Georgia. There's also not a lot of English being spoken down there too.
Hey,
no, that's true. Yeah.
Oh man, I kind of want to pick Boise again, but I think Georgia will win that game.
That would be so crazy. It's Georgia. Come on,
Yeah,
you
Georgia.
silly boy.
We all have Georgia.
Jeff takes Boise though. Oh, so we all take Georgia.
No,
Come on, Jeff.
Okay, Boise. Yeah, you talked me into it.
Okay, upset alert. Okay.
Ashton Judge gonna run for 300 yards on them Bulldogs.
So now we
No
come
habla
down
español.
to the national championship. It's in Atlanta.
Okay.
Oregon
Again?
Oregon and Georgia, or Texas and Georgia?
I got Texas and Georgia again.
Right. So what's your pick? We'll let Trey do this first.
It's so hard to beat a team 3 times, so I think Texas is going to win that one.
So you have Texas winning the whole thing. Huh?
He bleeds orange and white.
Big Texas, you big. Oh,
Big
Trey's always
Texas
hooking
guy.
them and
Yeah.
putting Varsity's horns back on. He's like taping them
Screwing
and gluing
on.
them.
Yeah. What's Texas? Oh, the eyes of Texas are upon. Is that Texas?
No. I don't know.
You know that fight song?
I don't know.
Those stars at night are big
That's it.
and bright. We're from the south.
We just know so much about Texas.
Yeah, big Texas guys. Tell you what, there's a great smoking vape in Fort Worth.
Fort Worth.
Marine Corps
Sure
likes
is.
to put you right there, right next to the smoking vape and the donut shop. 2 things every
Only
Marine
there's a
should
hotel
do.
close.
Yeah, if only. Yeah. This just in.
It's right behind you.
Potential sponsor, the smoking vape in Fort Worth.
Oh my gosh.
Be amazing. Okay.
So y'all have Oregon, Georgia.
So I have
in the
Oregon,
finals.
Georgia, and I
Y'all
think
three.
I think Oregon wins.
Okay. I got Georgia.
I have
Okay.
who do I have? I have
Boise.
You have Boise State.
Boise State
And Oregon.
and Oregon. Ooh. You gotta go Oregon.
Oh, come on. Your boy's going to win the Heisman. You got to stay with the team. Where your prime glasses at?
Oh, they're right over here.
Oh, okay. It's prime time. Think about that pick again. Think about that pick again with gold lenses on your face.
Okay, hold on. Well, maybe I'll see things a little clearer. You know, I don't have my glasses on.
I can see clear.
That's much better. Looks
Much
like Boise
better.
State's winning the national
Boise.
championship. Let's go, Broncos.
All right there, PJ. I'll make it easier for you. You can just make national championship predictions, one photo, and we'll make it easier. Okay, so that's that. So college football's done. If you're a subscriber to the OK Podcast, you don't need to watch any of these games and waste any time. We've already told you the winners, and
You're
we're
welcome.
done. Well, we actually ended up with 4 different answers, so that's good.
Wow.
Oregon, Georgia, Texas, Boise.
Yeah.
So you have to watch all the games now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I will say, in my heart of hearts, I think only Oregon, Georgia, and Texas have an actual shot at winning this thing.
But you guys all said that Texas hasn't done anything this year, and now you're thinking they're going to win the national championship. I don't understand this logic.
Two things can be true at once, man. They haven't played anybody,
and they're going to win the national
doesn't mean they're
championship.
bad.
Yeah,
they have a really good defense.
They do.
Did anyone have Ohio State winning?
No, I think we all had Ohio State.
First round?
Who are they playing?
Tennessee.
No, I think I was Vols.
I was Vols.
You picked Ohio State, Jeff. Okay. Interesting. Because they're what?
But then you
a lot of people are saying they're kind of a dark horse that could win it.
No way.
That 9 seed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ryan Day is going to screw up eventually.
They lost at home to a bad Michigan team. So
that's true.
Jeff, is anything within arm's reach that was made by Mr. Helmet?
My arms aren't that long, but hold on.
Arm's reach, yeah.
I took my Auburn one to the office in Seal Beach.
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
We got
look at this. Look at this Marine Corps helmet. You can buy it right from the strength.co. Little mini helmet. That's the Strength Co version with the red visor on it. But you're listening to all this college football. You want Boise to win the national championship? Go put your money where your mouth is and go buy a Boise helmet like you should. Click the link down in the show notes if you want anything besides the Marine Corps helmet, and we'll send them to you.
All funds go to Gamecocks NIL.
Obviously.
right to Lenora Sellers.
Yeah. I don't know why he's not being talked about for Heisman, honestly.
He just came on.
I heard your coach talking about him quite a bit.
Best player.
I mean, Lenoris,
best player in the universe.
Lenoris finishes the LSU game, and this is a total different conversation. Lenoris didn't play the second half.
Or Alabama.
And
yeah,
there you go. Gamecocks would be winning it all. Instead,
was he a redshirt freshman?
Yeah, redshirt freshman. Time left unless he goes. You know what Dion said today. A lot of these boys in the transfer portal looking for a bag. How about you look for a blessing? I'm like, I don't know what that means, but the first one's money, and the second one's from God, and Coach Prime likes the second one. I'm looking for a blessing. Gamecocks are left out. I'm mad. It's okay. As a Gamecock fan, we got a shot at a 10-win season. That has not happened many times, maybe like 8 in school history.
Okay.
Okay.
So, it's a big deal. But yeah. Anyway, anything else on college football? Army-Navy game. We got to pick that real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I got Army.
You got Army.
That should be pretty easy.
Well, both schools started out hot. Army has what now? 3 losses? 2. Let me just pull it up.
Do they have 1 loss?
No,
they have 1 loss. They lost to Notre Dame.
Lost to Notre Dame.
And that's it. All right, so you're thinking Army.
And then they just won their conference, too.
Yeah.
I think Navy has 3 losses.
I thought
2 or 3.
4. Let me just pull it up
Who else
real
have
quick.
they lost to?
Tulane,
Notre Dame.
Up here. Navy 8-3.
Rice. Didn't Navy lose to Rice?
Navy has lost to Tulane, 35-0, bad loss. Rice, good job, B-Dubs, and Notre Dame.
The smart school in Texas.
And then they have Army, Navy, and then somehow, they're going to the Armed Forces Bowl against Oklahoma. Interesting.
Support the troops.
Army is 11-1. I'm going Navy wins this game.
I got to pick Navy.
You have to. Can't afford not to. Trey?
I think I want to pick Navy, but I think Army's going to win that one. I think they're too good.
All right. Well, go Navy.
Did you see this? See the standoff that Oklahoma State's in with Mike Gundy?
No.
I love Mike Gundy.
So they won him. Everyone loves Mike Gundy. He's been there forever. I feel like since early 2000s, like almost going on 20 years. But he had how many games they win? They beat Arkansas, which was a miracle. 2, 3,
less than 5. Yeah, it was bad.
Oh,
they're supposed to be good,
and so They want him to. They were predicted to win the Big 12, but they want him to take a pay cut and then have that difference go to NIL. And he's like, "No, I'm not going to do that." So they're in a standoff right now. They might end up firing him.
Like his job's on the line for NIL deals.
So unless he takes a pay cut, he might be getting fired, which would be completely insane. I heard Scott Frost going back to UCF, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And then I heard Grant's boy, Bill Belichick's in talk with North Carolina and Tar Heels.
I saw that, and I would love it. Mainly, I mean, I'd love it more if he went to Navy, but I'd love it. My mom went to Chapel Hill.
Nice.
I lived in Raleigh for a while and kind of liked NC State. If you look at those schools, Clemson's kind of the Chapel Hill, South Carolina's kind of the NC State in terms of the way the performance and just like the culture is and that sort of thing. Yeah. But I would just love to see him in college football. And because my mom went there, I'd be like, oh, I would totally pull for Bill Belichick at Chapel Hill. Yeah. So that'd be cool.
I think this new era of college football kind of suits him more. Like apparently now you can just send all your coaches to do all the recruiting for you. I don't think Belichick's a big recruiter.
Yeah. No.
Well, if you give him a bag of money in the transfer portal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right up his alley.
He's kind of good at recruiting 23-year-olds, though.
I think his talent is finding like diamonds in the rough. Yeah.
People that fit his scheme and making him work. Yeah,
I would love to see him there, and I think Chapel Hill's a big enough and capable enough school that if we're correct and it suited him, this style, that he could actually take that school on. So that'd be cool. Jeff, you want to just rant quick about how much you hate the 12-team playoff before we switch to all things BW?
Yeah, I think at the beginning of this, or when I liked the 4-team playoff. I thought it was good. I thought like maybe add in a play-in game between like two teams to get into that fourth spot. But I just never really felt like they needed a 12-team playoff. And then the season started, and then kind of how like the games played out. And it's like, okay, you lose a game, you're still in it. You lose 2 games, you're still kind of in it. And it definitely added more like value to the regular season. But then
is the only 3-loss team in it Clemson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then like looking at it, or maybe something's got to happen with the conferences or something like that. But like looking at it, I'm like, Indiana is in there. Notre Dame's in there. Arizona State's in there. Like Clemson's in there. I guess Clemson kind of won their way in, but kind of backed into it with Miami losing that game. But I'm just like, I only think there's 3 teams in there that can actually legitimately win this thing. And then
if they had done 4 teams this year, though, it'd be a nightmare. If you think about it,
if they did 4 teams,
think of how many teams would not have made it. Boise State, which we said earlier, their one loss was to Oregon by 3 points. So who makes it if there's 4 teams this year? I think this year was particularly nuts. I don't remember a season like this since like 2008. Was that the year that BC was number 2 for like a week?
Was that the one where they kept the number 1 team kept losing? Was that year?
Yeah, I think that was
every week.
Like Missouri was number 1 for a little while.
Number 1. Yeah. Man, what a hot take. I prefer the 4-team playoff.
Yeah, I didn't see
you
that
prefer less football than more football.
Well, I do like more football. And someone did pitch it to me this way at work that I always talk sports with. And they were like, well, what if Auburn was like the 12th team to get in there? I'd be like, well, I'll be pretty pumped about that. So I guess it's in some ways is good. But I think just like objectively on paper, I'm like, I don't know. It's just a money grab.
I don't know. When you get to the point where you're looking for number 12 and you start looking at 3-loss teams, it just gets really hard, right? And obviously I'm disgruntled, but I mean, you have Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss, Texas A&M's 3 losses, right?
Yeah,
or 4.
Yeah, 4.
4. Okay, yeah. But I mean, like once you get into 3 losses, it gets difficult. The FCS is 16, isn't it?
Something like that. And it seems like it's a good system how they had it.
I've liked it. I mean, the Citadel's only made it once since I went there, but
see, to me, it'd be like, I don't know, just make it to where the conference champion is not an automatic bid. If you just truly put the 12 best teams.
So do you get rid of conference championship games?
No.
I don't know.
That's like if you just put like the top 12 teams in there, like Bama would be in, South Carolina would be in.
Yeah, to me it feels like if it should be the top 12 teams because like if you're like, hey, I'm one of the top 12 teams, it's a 12 team playoff, but I'm not in the playoff, like what?
Yeah, FCS is 16 teams.
I think a 16 team playoff. I think they'll fix it after this year, personally.
We'll see. Yeah, I don't. And it just.
What do you
feels
think? Do you think they're going to remove the automatic bid aspect and just go off seeding? That would make more sense.
I would think so.
Like to see that. Because, like, come on, the Big 12 is not in its current state. Is like that. It's a lesser conference right now. It used to be something, but I feel like now it's not. It's not that.
It's fun to watch, though.
Dominant.
I'm just going to go on a limb and say that the number 15 seed Abilene Christian out of Texas is going to win the FCS.
Ooh. Hey, sure. Yeah. It's where my sister went to school.
Did she really?
She went to school, ACU, Wildcats.
ACU. Hey, I'm a big fan of the Wildcat formation. Wildcats win. Is that what they do?
That's what they do.
Have you been to a game?
So the formation.
Yeah.
That's their mascot.
Have I been?
It's not a Wildcat.
Have I been to that?
Yeah. Have you been to an Abilene Christian game?
They used to be called the Whiteouts.
They used to be called the Christians.
Yeah, basically. They're very liberal now.
I'm updating my pick. North Dakota State is going to win the FCS. Is
that the Jackrabbits?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Number 2 seed.
They're good, man.
Jackrabbits.
Who's Bison?
Is that Montana or North Dakota? Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
I think so.
Doesn't matter. It's FCS.
Right. But
well, I think that wraps up college football. Any other hot sports takes you want from B-Dubs?
How about Juan Soto just got signed to like a $765 million deal?
$1 million a week.
Yeah. And then who is this shortstop, the Giants? I never heard of him. I haven't been super into baseball, but I never heard of him. And I saw some gigantic contract and I was like, good for that guy.
Well, B-Dubs, you came in with a list of notes, which no one does. And we just kind of go off the cuff, like on a slide deck that we prepare Marine Corps style. Like, I got a brief tomorrow. Anything you want to cover before we pepper you with dumb questions?
No, I just had some notes on the games.
Okay.
I didn't want us to be like fumbling around.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out matchups.
Good,
so
man.
I just printed out a bracket. That's all.
Like the usual episodes. Yeah.
I think what he means is, as a sponsor, I wish you guys were a little bit more organized. So I thought I'd bring a little structure into the episode I was on.
See, I thought I would set the example.
Yeah. All right, Trey, what you got for B-Dubs?
Ooh. When's tax season officially start? Like, when do you start prepping for it?
Yeah, so about first week in January, I usually send out an email to all my existing clients, just like with their organizer, which is just like kind of a summary of their prior year return, like a request list almost, just like basic stuff, like here's how to set up an appointment. Just to like kind of touch base. But the kind of the frustrating thing now is like, if you have a brokerage statement, so like taxable investments, those are coming out later and later every year, like February 15th. So, and then the IRS is like pushes back like e-filing, it seems like every year. So it's getting more and more compressed. So some people might have all their stuff ready to go like first week of January, and it just sits in my office. I'm like, hey, I can prepare your return, but we can't really file until like last week of January. So, but yeah, it usually kind of unfortunately all picks up late January, mid-February.
What is the perfect tax client? And I'm not talking in terms of this guy's got a W-2 and it's an easy return, or this guy's got 4 businesses and it's a more difficult return, or this guy owns property somewhere else. But I mean, in terms of like talking to you and then like approaching tax? Like you must have some favorite clients. So like in the gym,
honestly,
I have favorite clients.
I think it's probably going to be similar to what you're going to say, but like I'll have clients where I meet with every year and it's the same conversation over and over again. Like, hey, do this next year. And then they come next year and they haven't done the thing I told them to do. So I like people that kind of take some ownership into their situation. If I make recommendations, like follow through with them kind of thing, which a lot of people do. So just people who are organized is obviously going to be super helpful, just being efficient, but also people who are like engaged in the conversation. They want to learn. I'm happy to like teach and discuss things with them. So
yeah. Okay.
How about you? Gym clients?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same exact answer. It's like, why isn't this result happening? It's like, well, let's look at your training book. Because we do that, with gym members as the new year comes. It's not tax season, but they come in and, they've been paying for however many months. And they're like, oh, my goal last year was deadlift 405. I didn't do it. And so we can for physical gym members, we can just like pull a report and we're like, well, you're paying for 3 times a week membership. And on average, you come 2.1 times per week, or whatever it is. But yeah, no, it's the same thing, just like the consistency. But we also, I don't know. I was more wondering, like date wise, like do you like clients that talk to you, I don't know, every quarter? Or is it just like, hey, you're going to run your business and do your stuff and just don't come to me in March, come to me in December and we'll be okay? Or do you prefer to like talk to them throughout the year as they're making decisions and doing stuff?
Yeah, like definitely business clients, they don't have to check in quarterly, but if they're just checking in to check in, nothing's really changed. Like that's fine. But, there are the clients that'll make a major decision with like serious tax implications
without calling,
and you don't find out about it until like March. And at that point, it's like kind of too late to do anything. So yeah, just, I usually stress to people, reach out to me before you're doing anything big.
Yeah. So this is a crypto podcast. Uh-huh. All we talk about is crypto, but like, has that affected your tax filings in terms of people selling Dogecoin or Bitcoin investors or people that draw? Has that changed things, or is your clientele like not really into that? Or
it's a good question. So the IRS is definitely like crypto is still the Wild West with regards to the IRS. There is now a box.
In South Carolina, we just call that money.
There is a box you have to check on your return now that says like, I have been dealing with, which I think I told you about. It's one of the first questions on a tax return now is like, did you buy or sell any cryptocurrencies this year? And you have to say yes if you did. The problem is a lot of clients have like these grenades where they keep ledgers in them. Like,
the thing is like Grant's buddy.
Yeah, there's Grant's buddy who keeps a grenade with like a ledger on it. It's not part of Coinbase. It's not part of like one of those major exchanges. And I don't know about it. So I don't, it's not something I ask every client, but if they seem like, they have a neck beard or something like that.
They listen to the podcast.
I'm going to ask them if they've been trading crypto. So it'll be one of my first questions.
Do you think, with this new administration coming in, like, do you foresee tax changes like coming in that quick?
I don't know. So the current,
take a year.
So the existing quote unquote Trump tax laws that came into effect in 2018 are set to expire in 2026. And I think at that point, we're going to see either an extension of those existing tax laws for X amount of years, or we could see a major, I have no idea, honestly.
Keeps it fun.
But we know for sure up until 2026 that everything's going to kind of stay the same for the most part.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Hey, good thing you got a good CPA, Trey.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Bury my money in the backyard.
So you graduate the Citadel. We're gonna bring this thing in for landing from not too long, but you graduate the Citadel, and you end up as a CPA. And I kind of want to your degree was in accounting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you always want to be a CPA?
No, I actually really wanted to be a Marine.
Ah, interesting. Well, you can buy a Marine helmet, and
that's right.
I mean, we all wanted to be CPA, so it's funny how that worked
out. So you end up a CPA, but just tell us a little bit. We've talked about your Veer experience.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How you got into that, and what you did, because I probably butchered it in typical Grant style.
That wasn't a joke. I actually really wanted to be a Marine. That's why I went to the Citadel.
Okay. What happened?
I watched Full Metal Jacket a lot when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is I thought that was graduating from Paris Island was the ultimate achievement.
Sure.
So I wanted to enlist actually. And my dad was like, you're not doing that. You're going to go to school. So went to the Citadel, was there. I think I tried to get into the Marine unit. The Marine unit at the Citadel, maybe you can explain this.
Bunch of a-holes.
It was insane. I remember I tried freshman year, knob year, which you're getting screamed at all the time. I went to Gunny Grubbs.
Yeah. What was the colonel's Jenkins name at that time?
I don't remember.
Yeah, he was kind of legendary.
And I was just like, hey, man. Not hey, man, but I walked in there and I was like, I want to get involved in the unit. And I just apparently approached him in all the wrong ways. And he just kind of chewed me out and I just kind of left. I didn't know what to do. So I think I did Army ROTC after that, which is so different. I mean, you go into the Army office and they're trying to get you to sign up for anything. They'll listen, long story short, I didn't end up doing any military stuff. Senior year, I don't know what happened. I bought a bunch of Georgia Tech film off of eBay.
Nice.
And all their games from
on a whim.
So I was always, okay, yeah, let me back up. So I was always just a big fan of triple option football. And I loved the service academies. I'm sure you guys played NCAA, the video game, a lot. I would always do
press A, pitch the ball.
I would always do the triple option, do dynasties. I was I want to just learn this offense. So I bought a bunch of Georgia Tech film. So Paul Johnson was the coach there. He's the godfather of the triple option. Bought all their film, charted everything, made spreadsheets, wrote a whole report on it. And my goal was I'm going to send this to a bunch of schools that are either running this offense or play against this offense and see what this does. So I sent it to probably cold emailed 20 coaches. One of them was the Citadel head coach. And I didn't realize it, but at that time they were installing the triple option there. And he came from a pro football / spread offense orientation, but he had hired a bunch of his OC and offensive line coach.
This is Higgins?
Kevin Higgins, yeah. He hired a bunch of guys to basically install the triple option that year. So the timing was bizarre. It worked out. He basically offered me a position, an unpaid internship as quality control. So I thought I was going to be the next Billy Bean / Bill Belichick, moneyballing the triple option.
Quality control. That's what the Michigan guy was, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's a Marine.
Yeah. Is that just a catch-all?
Essentially a quality control is a catch-all phrase for, you're basically an intern. You do a lot of, you break down film, you tag film. So every opponent you play, you have to mark down and distance, formation, all that stuff. You sit in on all the meetings. So it was a good learning experience. Second year I was there, the video coordinator left and they were we need to fill this role. So I actually did video there. Paid. This one was paid. Nice. I think it was $10,000 for the whole year. And then I got grad school classes. So,
okay.
But I was also living in campus housing. So it was
not too bad.
Essentially free.
Does the Citadel have a 5-year CPA program?
No, they don't. Unfortunately,
So then, so did you do?
I didn't finish. No,
okay.
I did like a semester, and I was like, all right, I need to get out of this. So then I got. So then, keep in mind the economy was not great at this time either.
True,
so I left and I got into the CPA world, and kind of my goal was just to be a generalist. Like I didn't want to be specializing in one very niche thing that
tax or audit or something. Right. Like that.
So I did tax, but it's crazy. You could get with a Big Four firm and just be doing like one very specific type of thing for like huge companies. So like there's like certain R&D credits. You could be an R&D credit specialist and just focus on that one thing. I wanted to be more general, working with small businesses and stuff like that. So when I moved to Greenville, I got with.
But you did go to Boston to a Big Four.
Yeah, I did. Not a Big Four, but it was a larger regional firm.
What was it called?
Wolf and Company.
So while you were there, were you downtown?
Yeah.
Did you ever happen to go to that IRA bar called the Black Rose?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That was the Black Rose. Whenever I was underage, I would go to this Irish pub in Faneuil Hall. Faneuil Hall is like the very touristy district.
Oh yeah.
When I was underage, you could just walk in there and like they didn't card you because it was kind of like an old man Irish bar, but it was also very touristy.
Right.
The joke Grant's making is, I used to go to this bar all the time.
Told me about it when I was
lots
in Boston.
of great live Irish music. It's just a fun time. But last time I saw my dad's he doesn't really drink at all. So he was like, yeah, I used to go to this IRA pub, the Black Rose. I was kind of like, okay.
Yeah, it's not an IRA bar. Anyway, yeah, that's a bunch of departed references. There's a lot of Boston. We're big Boston guys over here.
Okay.
Yeah, so you moved to Greenville.
So moved to Greenville, got with a small firm here that did small business, like that kind of stuff, just general accounting for a wide range of folks. And then after about 5 years, I broke off and did my own thing. So
yeah. And now most of your clients are small business?
Yeah, small business, individual, any kind of like, even like nowadays, like there's so much the gig economy, like people are kind of leaning on CPAs for help with that. A lot of people are buying rental properties.
Okay.
A lot of just in general, I don't know if this is because I live in a bubble, but like it seems like a lot of employers are kind of pushing people into like contractor roles as opposed to employees. And when you're a contractor, you're considered self-employed. So setting people up with S corps, stuff like that.
Oh, so the contractees. So like for me, I have a bunch of contractors. So like, okay, got it. Okay. Well, good. Well, if you need taxes, go to bwtaxllc.com. You get BW and his staff on the other end. We'll talk more about that later. As a guy that went to the Citadel, was a knob, knew Gunny Grubbs, and all that stuff. Jeff generally takes our guests through a quick segment here. Jeff, you want to go ahead and take them through?
I thought you were going to do it. I thought you had a Gunny Grubbs.
No. I'm gonna let you. I'm just gonna let you. I mean, we can't deviate.
No, I think I got this. I got this. All right. So, BW, I wanted to picture this. Gunny Grubbs is sitting in his office. He's the coffee pot just ran out, or some other person took the last bit of coffee. There's no more coffee in the coffee pot. Gunny Grubbs goes to grab it, fill up his cup. There's nothing in there. He turns around. There's this knob standing there in front of him and says, "Hey, dude, how do I get into the Marine unit here?" And he just goes, "Okay, I know we freaking refilled coffee, and I know we don't freaking talk about, hey, dude, to me. I don't even know you. Who the hell are you?" Okay, so that's what you want to think about. And you're going to give us your best. Okay.
That was pretty good.
Pretty good. Not the worst.
That might be the best.
Well, that's good.
Gets it.
That might be the best. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, B-Dubs gets it.
We should do an ad read for what was your moving company up in Boston?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How did this come up?
I don't know.
So Grant has been moving the past.
No, my buddy.
Grant's buddy has been moving. It seems like the past month, maybe 2 months. Just like
it feels like it.
The least efficient process, just slowly moving out of his house. To be fair,
let me park this pod a mile away.
To be fair, it's
Get a hand
tough
truck.
to move when you're also living in the same house. So.
True.
Yeah. So you were a mover once for Gentle Giant.
Yeah. I left that out of my resume.
Yeah, I left that out.
Yeah.
We call it, what do we call it? Pick and pack.
Pack and prep.
Pack and prep.
Staging.
Yep. And then
Dollies or hand trucks. I would go dolly.
You would go. No. You would say the thing with 2 wheels with an upright is a hand truck.
Yeah. We never used hand trucks.
You would like to use dollies.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. But in terms of terms. Okay. Yeah. Gentle Giant. Make
Great
sure
company.
that you pack and prep, stage, and use dollies.
That's right.
Yeah. Potential
Hand
sponsor.
trucks.
So speaking of sponsors and potential sponsors, we actually have a sponsor, BW. That's the helmet guy. It's more of like an affiliate, I'd probably call him, or we're an affiliate for him. But we have a sponsor. He keeps the lights on. And so, Trey, why don't you just take us through that segment and we can give some facts and do the whole thing, and BW can do a read.
Oh, we're making our boy do his own read.
I love it.
I can't believe I'm paying for this.
As is tradition.
We can't deviate. Yeah.
Let me tell you about your own company over here, man. I will say, I started, I guess, unofficial client. We haven't really done it yet, but I have called the hotline. First ring pickup. So it is true what we say around here. If you want to call and talk to a human being and get your questions answered and feel the warm and fuzzy on your taxes, you call BW.
Jeff?
I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, this episode specifically, I mean, you saw how prepared BW was with all the in detail stats. You heard about him diving in deep with Georgia Tech film he bought off of eBay. So that just tells you all you need to know about how he's going to approach your taxes. So, I mean, just finding every little bit to get you back for your return. BW is going to make that happen.
I mean, what I like about BW Tax is it doesn't feel like you're talking to some boomer that thinks the Black Rose is an IRA pub. And it's just like a real person, and they feel like they're on your team, and they are single-handedly fighting the IRS for you. So anyway, that's the company we talk about, the sponsors of the podcast. Have anything you want to say? Like you want to give a little ad read?
Yeah, I'll just do a brief one. If you call BW Tax, you're going to talk to me, as Trey said earlier. I actually, contrary to popular belief, don't have any employees. It's just me. So, good thing is you're dealing with a CPA. So, I specialize in small business, but I do a lot of individuals, people with rental properties, people who are 1099 contractors, crypto investors,
people with adopted kids.
Exactly. Yeah.
What would you say is the difference? There's a difference between people that do taxes that are like trusted associates or something?
Enrolled agent.
Yeah. So like, is that like a tidbit that people should be on the lookout for in terms of, because you said, if you call me, it's just me, but I'm an actual CPA.
Right.
So could people do your taxes that aren't CPAs?
Yeah. Technically, to, I guess, do taxes, you just have to have a PTIN through the IRS, which I don't think is particularly hard to get.
Okay.
I don't even know what the minimum qualifications are, to be honest.
It's like getting a NASM versus being a starting strength coach.
Yes.
NASM 50 questions, true or false.
Yeah.
You get it, and now you're a personal trainer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's something similar to that.
Okay. So you want a CPA, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. Okay. One more question. You've listened now what has been 50 weeks. Can you give us a Power 5 rankings of your favorite ad reads?
Ad reads. Oh, man.
And if you want to make it Power 3, we can do 3. But I just mean like when you listen to this podcast back and you pay for it month to month, and you're like, that was good.
I gotta say, Tanner was the guy who started the phenomenon.
Yeah.
So I think I got to give him the number 1 seed.
Okay.
Agreed.
I really like.
I know who the worst is.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Go ahead.
I really like Tim Baines actually
because chess.
The chess tie-in was great.
Big chess
player. It was really good. Really good.
Player.
Yeah.
Now I'm just.
So you got Sean Shepard, you got Brandon Teal, the Marine, you got Andy Herbert, the Marine, you got Trey's brother. Let me spout out a few before you think about Trey's brother, the doctor. You have the Ozempic doctor, Air Force captain. You have Matios. You have Jim DeNofa. You have Nova Sky, the Marine female lieutenant.
Stephen Garcia.
You have Stephen Garcia that just talked about Ukraine. Any of those ring any bells?
I would say Matios was great.
I thought that would be in my Power 5.
Placido was great.
Yeah, Placido
was great.
Yeah.
And Sean Shepard.
Sean Shepard. Okay, good. Yeah, I think that's good.
Big Daddy Shep.
I think I thought Jim DeNofus was good because he said the line where he said he's fighting from the IRS, and he paused. He goes, who typically wants to take all your money, and he's trying to put that money back in your pockets. And I thought that was good. But some good ad reads. Well, we'll just do it for you because you don't want to talk about yourself. If you're looking for it, tax season's upon us. You can't wait any longer. bwtaxllc.com. Go find them. Call the number. This guy will answer. Anything else? You got a social media page?
I was going to say, my website is basically a glorified booking page, which is by design. So the whole idea is to just steer you into an initial consult. Initial consults are free. So however you want to do that, Zoom, in person, phone call.
So you can do people's taxes anywhere.
Yeah. So you can do, I can do taxes anywhere. I have a lot of California clients.
Yeah.
I have a few Texas clients hoping to convert Trey over. I have to send you my report still, Trey. I haven't forgotten about you. So
that's right, man.
It's all good. Well, with that said, B-Dubs, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And Trey, why don't you just bring it? We'll leave them on the screen here. Why don't you just bring us in for a landing?
It's about that time. What episode are we on?
050.
05. Wow, who would have thought we would have made it this far?
I can't believe it.
Not BW.
Yeah, not BW.
Episode 050 of the
Okay
podcast. As always, I'd like to thank the man, the myth, not the father of the Veer, maybe just like a distant cousin of the Veer.
Redheaded stepchild.
Redheaded stepchild. Keeping on the lights as always. Good guy, better at taxes. If you have any questions, give him a shout. If you look in the show notes below, you will see the link to the Slack channel, as Graham mentioned earlier. Use code OK, get $10 off on that. I'd love to answer your question about lifting or just life in general. If you go to YouTube, give us a like and subscribe there. See our faces. If you haven't done that yet, what's wrong with you? If you go to www.theokpodcast.com, you will find the social media accounts. Give us a follow there. We all have our each and individual social media accounts. Jeff.
Oh, hold on.
He's on right
live.
now.
He's live right now.
He's live. And I think that's it. Did I miss anything?
No, I think that's good.
Grant. How's the pan sales going?
Good. Yeah. So thanks for bringing that up. No one's listening right now except my mom, and she bought 4 of them. So if my siblings listen, they would probably get the hint that I have 4 siblings, and my guess is those are Christmas presents. But the pans are going to be finalized. I'll tell you this: they won't be there by Christmas.
Wow!
They'll mail the first week of January. I'm sorry. I'm a titan of industry, but I'm not a titan of speed at all times. But the pans are good. You can still buy them. I'd say we're over a third through the sales of the first run. So go grab a pan and use code OK on the pan. And with that, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.